welcome back to another episode of Tiny Things. Today, we're going to be making a tiny kennel. This is really exciting because we're going to be experimenting with using some concrete blocks, which right now this may not look very good, but I promise I'm just experimenting at this point. I'm trying to see how I can make a roof design with concrete, which is kind of hard to do because obviously no stair blocks, but we'll see how it works out. As you can see, I've tried out the checkerboard pattern. I think I kind of like it a little bit better because it doesn't emphasize as much the sharp 90-degree corners that other example does. Also, checkerboard, that's kind of nice, that's kind of cute. I'll see what we can do with that. Maybe start on the actual building. Okay, I know this is kind of weird right now. It looks a little weird, but right now I'm just testing for layout. I'm not concerned with whatever blocks I'm using or what it looks like. I just want to know what's the best layout for this design. So I think that we want something that's going to look symmetrical, and we want something that's going to have a good number of places for pets, but at the same time keep it limited so that it's still a very small design. We don't want something huge in here. Additionally, you need space to walk up to the counter, which this is where I was planning for the counter to go. You need space to get behind the counter, and you need space to store bones, which is why we have these little cutouts back here. You could also add on a room this way by making doorways here, but we'll get to that later. Of course, having those cutouts on the inside makes little pop-outs on the outside, so we're gonna have to deal with that in our design, maybe incorporate it into the design. Well, that's funny. I was not trying to come up with that at all. I just somehow made kind of a face while I was trying to come up with some good spots for windows in the front here. That might be a good design. We could have a window here on the right and then the door on the left, and the door would lead you straight up to the counter. Unless we want something kind of asymmetrical and flip-flop it, which might actually be more interesting to your eye, so let me try that. I wanted to see how this would look next to dark oak because I think that birch often goes very well with dark oak. And honestly, I'm very pleased with the result. The gray walls actually might stay because we don't want anything too distracting because we already have this really bright blue, and I'm planning on putting some blue on the inside as well. So I went ahead and built the roof, and you can see on the underside I put those birch stairs, and at first I was worried that because I put a birch stair under all of them and didn't checker that effect, that it would look bad, but I think it actually made it kind of look like the house has a little bit of gingerbread on it. Basically, I think it created a good, pretty good artistic effect. I also put on the top here a full row of blocks instead of stairs in the middle, and then I put a stair on the end and then an upside down stair below that. So that's how I made the roof. It's very simple and very easy. This is probably one of the most simple roof designs, but I think it's pretty effective for making something look really cute. And that's what I want to do with this because we're making a pet store. It's gotta be cute. The next thing I was kind of wondering is, because we have this little space here, wouldn't it be a good idea to put some lighting there? And we have a space like that on both sides. So that might be a good way to light up the area without being too conspicuous about it. Well, that does not look bad at all. I tested it out on this side, and I was trying to see if it would make a difference whether we used glowstone or a sea lantern. I think that it does not look terrible to have the glowstone up there since it's so high up and you're not really paying much attention to it anyway. I think it might look bad to have a jack-o'-lantern up there because it's bright orange, and we're not going for that in this build. So just for the record, that's what a sea lantern would look like instead, and yes, it does match a lot better. However, if you don't have that, don't sweat it because I think it would look good with the glowstone anyway. Now I've gone ahead and put glass panes in the windows, as you can see, and it doesn't look too bad. I'm thinking that this light blue concrete powder would be really nice, and as you can see, I added a couple of light blue carpets on top, and the reason for this is it kind of adds some texture here and there. You could really put that wherever you want to. I just wanted to make it look a little bit random, and I think what we're going to do is hide our lighting underneath the carpets. So as you can see, I've put some sea lanterns in the floor here and just placed the carpet back on top. And I honestly didn't expect the light blue carpet to go so well with the light blue concrete powder, but it does. It goes really well. I think our next thing is putting in our little fence gates here for our animals. Again, I decided to go with birch fence gates because of the high contrast between the dark oak and the birch, and also because I think they look great together. So this is the door design that I decided on. I have an upside down birch stair here, and then a birch wood block there, and I put a dark oak door for some contrast. Then on the inside, we have connected the dark oak blocks over and up a little bit. I made a ceiling out of white concrete and framed it in with some dark oak trim here, which I'm using stairs for. And then up above that, I put some sea lanterns with trapdoors, so they kind of look like ceiling lights. You could still use glowstone for that and it would not look bad. You could use a redstone lamp because there's plenty of space up there to put a lever or whatever you need to turn on that redstone lamp. Additionally, you can see that I put double chests here and there and on the other side as well. This is for whatever kind of thing you need to tame your animals with, like bones or fish, and that would be used by your customers to tame their animals before they take them home. Then, in the back here, you can see there are some little chests, and these are for payments which you would receive for the animals. So as you can see, we've done some landscaping in the front yard. I've put some iron bars around the perimeter just to make a little fenced-in area. And then I used bone blocks for the sidewalk up to the door. I did not use that here because you could use anything you want because this is the main sidewalk for your city that this is in. So for this I put bone blocks not only because I think they make a good sidewalk with their weathered texture, but also because I think that they would be a good choice for a shop where you sell dogs. You feed bones to dogs, so it kind of makes sense. Additionally, I've put some grass in here and some oak leaves for bushes. Around the side here, I put some more grass and bushes and a tall fern, and I did the same thing on the other side. But in the back, I decided I wanted to do something a little different, so I made some window boxes. So right underneath the windows, I just put some coarse dirt, and then I put trapdoors around that. And then I put whatever plants I felt like putting there. That's really how easy that is, and I think it makes a huge difference. Looks beautiful that way. So lastly, we're just going to want to actually spawn our animals, and I was thinking maybe we could make this fully just a big dog house, but we could also put some dogs on this side and maybe some cats on that side. And of course I'm talking wolves and ocelots, but same thing, same difference kind of in Minecraft. So here's our first wolf. Hey cutie, somebody's gonna come and adopt you. Here we have our ocelots, and there we have our wolves. So you can see we put a lot of bones in here. We also put a book and quill. That's where you would put your prices. And then over here we have a lot more bones and some name tags. The reason I put the name tags in there is I was thinking maybe we could place an anvil in here somewhere where you could, after you've tamed your animal, you could go ahead and name it as well. So, trying to think where the best place for that would be. I'm thinking that's probably the best spot for it because we don't have a lot of room elsewhere. Really, we only need one anvil in here. Also, you can see I put some fish over here. This is quite the overload of fish, actually. I also put a price book in here because really, you might want a price guide on both sides just so people know that, hey, yeah, here's the price for cats, here's the price for dogs, or whatever. If you think one of them's easier to get than the other. Then here is some more fish and name tags again. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you really liked the video, then please subscribe because you can receive updates on my future videos that way. Also, if you have any ideas for me, please just post those in the comments section so I can view those and possibly use them in my later builds. Again, thanks so much for watching and have a great day.